Good evening.
We can do better than that. Come on now.
Good evening.
It's been a long time since I've been here.
That's right.
So give me a good welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Tom Brown.
Thank you so much for having me here this evening to speak to you about plans and planning and things like that. But before I get into the presentation, I have a few questions. Which is worse? This my encounter thing or the fiscal cliff?
The physical cliff.
The fiscal cliff because it hurt my pockets.
That's right.
I hope Congress gets this thing together really, really soon. I really do.
Yeah.
One other thing is the fact that when did Christmas become so expensive?
Uh-oh.
Does anybody have an idea? Because I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she asked my wife and I a question last week. And when I looked at her, after she asked the question, I almost fell on the floor. And did anybody in here ask their parents when you were younger to get money from them to buy their friends gifts? No? Yes, no? Yes? Yes? Okay, some bold kids, because I never did that. My daughter came to me and she said, Dad, I need to buy some presents for my friends. Now, mind you, she gets an allowance every week for doing her room and bathroom. So I said, okay. I said, well, first, how many friends are we speaking about? She says, 12. I said, you have 12 good, close friends? I said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, so how much money are we looking at? And this is what she said. She said, I need $255. Is it just me or is that ludicrous? Am I going crazy or am I not up with the times? And I just started laughing at her. And she didn't know why I was laughing at her. I said, well, you know what? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Talk to your mother. She controls the money. She's an accountant. So she's going to be very frugal with our money. Talk to your mother and see what she says about it. That's okay. I said, well, what is the price range for these gifts? She said $25 to $30 a piece. I said, my gift doesn't even cost that much. So she went to her mother, and she gave her the same story. I was in the room with her. And because she needed courage. Because whenever you go to your parents, I need some money, you need courage. You just don't go up to them, yeah, I need some money. It doesn't work like that. You need to ease into it. Can I, yeah, you're very humble. It's time to be humble. You ask your parents for money. So she goes to my wife and says, Ma, I need some money for da-da-da-da. It's okay. So she said $255. Now where did she get the $5 from on $255? Like it's going to break the bank off of $5. So my wife says, okay, this is what we'll do. I need for you to go create a spreadsheet and list all of your friends down on the spreadsheet. And beside each name, have the item that you want to purchase them with a dollar amount. And then we'll see what we can do. My wife is very methodical. She plays those mind games like that. Like, what 15-year-old is going to make up a spreadsheet with names and dollar signs? The next day, she had it. She had it ready for her. And she said this. She said, okay, Tori, this is what we'll do. We'll give you some money towards these presents that you want to give for your friends. It's no problem. However, we're taking money from your account. You don't want to mess with them. I don't know where she got to be such a tight one. My daughter will hold on to a dollar until George Washington screams. She doesn't want to play with her. I'm cool with our money. It's like an endless well filled with brownies and gravy trains and things like that. When it comes to her money, no. So this is what she did. This is what she did. She altered her budget. This isn't, I don't think I need to spend this much on this person. Yeah, let's get this person a $5 gift card to McDonald's. Yeah, this person's okay. They're all right. So she's taking people off the list. Manage your money. Our money is a terrible thing to waste. I use that as an illustration for plans and how we kind of want to plan things out, but without really thinking it through. She didn't think it through when she came to me and asked me for $255. So, another question. How many have heard the phrase, fail to plan, plan to fail? I think we've all kind of heard that before, right? That's solid advice. But here's where the interaction comes in. What are some pitfalls when you don't plan? Anybody? What are some pitfalls when you don't plan?
Procrastination.
Procrastination is one of them. That's a big one. What else? Come on, think. I know you just got something to eat, but come on with me.
Unexpected roadblocks.
Unexpected roadblocks, another good one.
Distraction.
Distractions. What else?
You end up in a lot of debt.
Oh, jeez. You end up in a lot of debt. Nobody wants that right now. Let's go.
Loss of focus on your plan.
Loss of focus on your plans. This is what happens when we have a plan, but we don't plan it out. These are all elements that support the main subject and idea. I had the opportunity not too long ago to fly to Hollywood, California. I was in a commercial shoot. And there was a great deal of planning that went into this trip. And the commercial should be airing sometime next month nationally. But there was a great deal of planning that went into this. Logistics, budget, resources. How are we going to get these people out from the East Coast to the West Coast? They had this thing planned out. So what I want to do this evening is to entertain in an open forum the advantages of planning and how to meet the goals that we've all set. New Year's is coming around the corner. We all set goals. I think we do anyway, right? So we set goals and resolutions and things like that. Don't do the lose weight one. That doesn't work. But we plan. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to get this done this year. Things like that. But we never follow through. At least some of us don't. We fall short because we procrastinate. We get into debt. We get things that distract us as well. So what I want to do is entertain a few ideas, and then I'll be done. Sounds good?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So when I started my business, January 26, 2011, I had a passion for speaking. And it started right here in this club.
Here.
Okay, ABC right here. And I just wanted to speak. That's all I wanted to do. But it's a business as well. It's not just speaking. It's more of business structure. It's more of how do I want to set my business up. It's more of accounting principles. It's about marketing. It's about advertising. It's about networking. It's about balancing your books. It's about the IRS. So what happened was this. I put speaking on a secondary goal, or even tertiary. The primary goal was getting the business started. So what did I do? Well, I had to read. I had to get business plan books. I had to find out how to network myself and market myself as a speaker. What sets me apart from the next speaker? There's a lot of speakers out there. But what client would book me aside from somebody else? That's my niche. I have to find out what my niche is, who is my target audience. So all these things are going on in the background. I haven't even spoken yet. I don't even have a first client yet, because this is a business. So setting up the business, you have to go through the state of Maryland. You have to go through the federal government. You have to fill out tax forms. They want to know every penny that you're taking in so they can take it from you. So I have to get a website. Have to get business cards. Have to get supplies. And Jerry, I know that you know what I'm talking about because we're kind of in the same field with businesses. So I got all stuff straightened out finally. Then I said, okay, what's the next move? Business expansion. It's not just about speaking professionally. It's also about having to help people who need personal attention with speaking. That's my niche. one-on-one speech coaching, which turned into, Sean, you know what? I have a PowerPoint presentation to do tomorrow. Can you help me tonight? I'm not going to turn down the client. Come on, please. I'm a businessman now. Sure I can. So that turned into PowerPoint developer, along with speech coaching and speaking professionally. Business expansion and growth. That's a 3 to 5 year goal. I did it in the first year. Not only that, but I have to market myself. Still not speaking. Still building the business. You know what? I think I have a pretty good story to tell. How about a book? Let's write a book. Biography on me as a person who stutters, got through it. Now I'm talking about things that relate to people in the audience. May sell, may not sell. But it's advertising, it's promotional material. When I go speaking at an event, by the way, here's my book as well. It's $2.99. Building the business, that's planning. That's planning not to fail, but setting a solid foundation that I'll have longevity. What's next? Growth and opportunity. Before I got here, I was on the phone in the hallway, and I was speaking to a potential event planner in Atlanta, Georgia, to get contract negotiations straight. I could be speaking in Atlanta next year at an IT conference. Contract negotiation, where does that tie into speaking? It really doesn't. That's business. I had to take care of business first before I came in here. That's planning, that's mapping out your goals and objectives. So I want to talk about the planning phases. The planning phases, and these are my phases, not yours, but mine. And there are 3 of them. The first one is initiation. Initiation. Number 2, execution. Execution. Number 3, re-evaluation. Re-evaluation. Now, what do you think happens in the initiation phase? Anybody? Brainstorming. What else? Come on.
Writing some outline of some kind.
Outline. Yes, sir. Research. What else? Come on. Outline, research, all good ideas. Brainstorming. Yes, what else?
Feasibility study.
Feasibility study, my man. This is what I did. So you know what? I need to make up a task list. On this task list, I mapped out everything that I wanted to do. What do you want to accomplish? That's my first question. So what I did was I created a spreadsheet, and I had different columns. First column was called task. Second is budget, followed by resources, followed by scheduled completion date, actual completion date, and milestone achieved. You need to have a chart of some sort if you want to have a solid structure. So for example, one task is build a website. I need to find how much it's going to cost me, who is going to do it, when do I think it will be done, when it was actually done, and if I achieved it. Next step, I need to order business cards. Same formula, straight across. I measured out my priorities first. But you have to be flexible as well, because things change. But that's initiation. Second step is going to be execution. Now what happens in execution? Anybody?
Take action.
Take action. What else? I think that pretty much sums it up. Someone once told me, plans are just words on a page without action. It's not going to go anywhere unless you pursue it. Follow through. You have it mapped out already. You have a pretty good gauge on it. Follow through. Don't procrastinate. Third phase is re-evaluation. What happens there?
What worked, what didn't work?
What worked, what didn't work?
Short wins and long wins.
I'm sorry, Jerry?
Short wins and long wins.
Short wins and long wins. What else?
Measuring outcomes.
Measuring outcomes. Excellent.
Contingency planning.
Contingency planning. Guys are sharp. This is when you look at your actual and you look at the schedule. Did I miss the mark? I need new tires on my car. I can't order 500 copies of my book right now because I need to get to work. You have to balance things out. You have to reestablish and realign your priorities. Because things will come up and things will happen that come out of the blue and will mess up your schedule. So it has to be flexible, and you have to reevaluate what's important to you at that time. What are some excuses that people use to avoid planning?
What?
Excuses to avoid planning.
I don't have time.
I don't have time. You all said it in unison. What else?
Fear of failure.
Oh my goodness gracious. Fear of failure. What else?
I don't have the funds.
Don't have the funds.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. I just go ahead and sit on down right now. You're exactly correct. The first one that I came across, too busy, not enough time. People are busy. Number 2, I have all my ideas in my head. Hope you don't get hit by a bus. Number three, doing just fine without one. How about that? I'm doing just fine without it. I'm getting things done. Are you efficient? And the top one was fear of having a plan and failing to achieve the desired goal. What is the thing with fear? What is it? Why does fear cripple us so much? Anybody?
Of the unknown.
Of the unknown. We're scared of something that we can't see or it's not present to us at that time. Fear of speaking. Why are people afraid to speak in public?
Afraid of judgment.
Afraid of judgment.
Judgment.
That's heavy. What else?
Which is next to embarrassment.
Which is next to embarrassment. I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're getting somewhere.
Out of your comfort zone.
Out of your comfort zone. But where did this fear come from? Where did this come from?
Non-preparation.
Non-preparation. Fear is the crippling effect of why most successful people don't succeed. Everything that you just said here was correct. Fear of failure, embarrassment, being judged. Nobody wants to be judged. Give me a break. Live your life. This is your life. You control it. What are some advantages of successful planning? Anybody?
You're able to prioritize.
Able to prioritize. What else? Granville.
The best one is this: overcoming criticism.
Overcoming criticism. Excellent. What else?
Stay on task.
Stay on task. Excellent. What else?
Victories.
Victories. What else?
You know what your end goal is?
You know what your end goal is. Awesome. Provides guidelines and goals for future decisions. That's number 1. Number 2, it establishes a means of measuring progress. Milestone achievement. I'll talk about that in a second. Number 3, allocates time and budget resources. Talked about that earlier with the spreadsheet. Budget resources, how much money and who's going to do it. Exposes blind spots. I didn't see that coming, but I do now. Number 5, sets the course and pace for steady growth. And 6 is important. It's going to achieve milestones. When you achieve milestones, what happens?
Your confidence grows.
Your confidence grows, which combats the fear. Milestone achievement is very important when planning goals, because you want to feel like that you've done something and that you were able to do it. Quickly, ways you can get your goals met easily in 2013. Anybody? Plan to plan, plan to plan. I love it. What else?
Write it down.
Write it down. Write it down. What else?
Organization.
Organization.
Task complete.
Task completion.
Set a date.
Set a date. I can sit down, really.
Pick a prime focus.
Prime focus. Oh my goodness, I didn't even write those
Handle the
down.
verbals.
I'm sorry?
Handle the verbals.
Handle the variables.
Variable.
Variables. Things change. They always do. Here's my list. Follow through on action items. Revise the plan when necessary. Analyze the goals that you've set and see if you've met them. Prioritize and don't procrastinate. Had to wrap it up. In conclusion, you need to have a plan that's going to be cohesive, flexible, and is able to measure success. Milestone achievement. Number 2, use your passion to fuel the experience of obtaining the objective you've set for yourself. I love speaking. That drives my business. Number 3, failure is a part of life. I'm sorry, it just is. But we don't be discouraged by our setbacks. What do we do?
Learn from.
Learn from them. What else?
Come back.
Come back. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. And the last goal is build upon your successes and celebrate the accomplishments of milestones. 2013 is right around the corner. Right around the corner. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about a new year coming up. I don't know what's in store for me, but I'm being led by faith. That's the only thing about it. I didn't know how to get a business started, but I did it. Because I love what I do. That fueled my passion. That pushed me. But I needed a plan. It was a plan for success. Mr. Toastmaster of the day.